Everyone claims they're a dropshipper, but who's actually making 8 figures online? I'm in Dubai right now, the land of supercars and multi-million-dollar brands, and I'm asking every millionaire that I find the same question.
Oh, that's good.
So if you're watching this video today and you're a complete beginner and you don't know how to start dropshipping in 2026, this is going to be the video for you. Make sure you destroy the like button on this video because the like goal is 1,000 likes.
Before we get into the video, let me introduce you to the guys we're interviewing.
Okay guys, I'm here with Defino. This gentleman here has been blown up on social media. I know a lot of you guys have been watching a lot of his content. Tell us a little bit about your journey with dropshipping, how long you've been doing it for, and the kind of numbers that you're doing currently.
My name is Defino. I'm 23 years old. I've been into Ecom for 7 years right now. Made my first million at 19, went broke at 21, brought everything back up again from there. Currently my whole portfolio of 9 brands doing about $6 million a month right now. Mostly active in the health and supplement space in the US market. And embarrassing the competition, bro. That's what I do.
All right, quick one. This is somebody that I've actually known for a long time, the Ecom wizard. Now, he's somebody that's been doing dropshipping since 2019. So what kind of numbers have you done and what numbers are you doing right now?
So for this year, I think we'll do high 7 figures specifically for 2025. And we've done over 10 million in revenue, 20 million in revenue since starting out with dropshipping about 5 years ago now.
So guys, I'm now with Boyan. So tell us a little bit about your e-commerce dropshipping journey and what you're currently doing and the numbers and the brands that you currently work with.
I've been running an email marketing agency for the last 6 years. Started off as an ads agency, but then, slowly pivoted to focus exclusively on emails.
Okay guys, we're here with Marwan.
So I started dropshipping back in 2018, mainly with YouTube videos that I have discovered and also your YouTube channel that really helped me in the beginning. We've made more than $5 million in revenue. And then since 2022, I switched it to SaaS. Now I own different Ecom SaaS. Our users made more than $60 million in revenue. In extra
$60 million in revenue.
Only with our app,
If you had to start dropshipping again in 2026 as a complete beginner with $1,000, what would be the first thing you do?
Well, I'm a big fan of not rushing the testing phase and doing deep dive research into your avatar. Who is it actually that you're trying to sell to? What are their emotional pain points, their triggers, their desires, their dream outcomes? And what is the transformation that you're trying to sell? I always see it as this. I grab a blank piece of paper and I write before on the left, I draw a line in the middle, and I write after on the right. The before and after, that bridge is the transformation you're selling. That's what your product should do. And the bigger the transformation, the bigger the emotional aspect inside of the transformation, the easier you'll get paid.
Firstly, I'd probably buy something like Calo Data. This will help you find, TikTok shop products that are trending. After that, I'd probably go ahead, open a Shopify store and buy a domain. And I'd probably end up spending probably $250 on a product test. That way you've got 4 good products that you can go ahead and test with Shopify.
I mean, obviously $1,000 is not a huge amount of budget, which basically limits your risk. I would literally just pay someone a couple $100, spy on Facebook ads libraries, also get into their Facebook ad accounts to see what the metrics look like, how much revenue they're generating. If it's a good store, I would rip it, literally just run it like that, build up some more cash, and then actually go ahead and build a brand.
Is it ethical? No, but that's why you should try and change as much as you can to make it ethical, but it's one of the most proven ways to find a winning product.
First of all, I would probably start a course, get as much information as I can, probably join a community so I can learn from the mistake of others and find people who have the same mindset as me. And I would probably just start organic, just to get comfortable with the ecosystem, how to build a Shopify store, how to create ads, how to work with creators and everything.
Now, can these communities be free or do they need to be paid ones?
It could be free in the beginning, especially because you will need to learn how to create a website, how to install your Facebook pixel, basic stuff. But once you get there, I think would be great to go to paid communities. This is where the value is.
What was the moment when you realized that dropshipping and e-commerce actually makes money and it's not a gimmick?
As soon as I signed my first client, really, I was like, damn, this is really printing for them.
I made my first million at 19 by doing dropshipping. You just fulfill your orders from a random agent, you hope they arrive, and they arrive in shitty quality and not what you've promised to your customer. And as soon as I stopped doing that, and as soon as I started building a brand that actually is sustainable, that actually lasts and has predictable results, then things started skyrocketing because I finally had momentum. And that's where the real money is at.
I remember going back in the day and using something like called Black Hat World. It was a forum from back in the day when I was, a lot younger than I am now. And that was when we used to see screenshots of like the old 2018, 2017 type screenshots. Didn't actually start them, but I knew people could make money with it. For the first 6 months and to 9 months, it was just grinding, lost a lot of money. And after that, ended up eventually making it work with the first few sales back when we were selling like pet products and those types of things. So
I remember back in 2021, we have paid like some influencers on Instagram around like $10,000. And in 24 hours, we have made like more than $120,000 in revenue. So at this moment, I knew I had to quit my job and I had to take this more seriously.
That was a lot of profit because you only had to pay the influencer, right?
Exactly.
Ecom is at the higher levels, it's a very turbulent game. For example, one of my friends, he had a legit subscription supplements brand. In 1 month, a lot of their MRR got wiped out. Shopify payments got banned and they were scaling previously on a 1x ROAS. So you can imagine it's like sometimes cash flows is quite tough to manage. But overall, it's a really great vehicle, in my opinion, to build wealth.
watch it fire, by the way.
You like it?
Yeah.
You're the one with the Rolexes, bro. I'm just here with some fucking...
I don't fucking know these watches. That's why they're out my price range.
Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I still see beginners doing when they launch their stores in 2026 is using the wrong domain name for their online store. If you want your dropshipping store to stand out in 2026, one of the best ways to do it is by using a .store domain name in 2026. Now, here's the interesting part. Studies show that stores with .store domain names get 87% more visitors and more visibility on the Google search engine. Let's say hypothetically they're looking for a pet grooming product and they see a website on the Google search engine called petgroominggoods.store. That clearly tells them that that website is selling products, not just a blog or another type of website. And the crazy thing is, studies also show that having a .store domain name makes your ad cost 12% cheaper. So when you're running Facebook ads, Google ads, just by having a .store domain name, you're going to be spending less money and you're going to get better quality results on the ad platforms. So when you launch your next dropshipping store or e-commerce brand, make sure you get yourself a .store domain name by clicking the link in the description below and in the pinned comment. And if you use my exclusive link, you're going to get your .store domain name for just 99 cents. So it blows all the other competition out the way, and it also is crazy. What's the biggest lie that beginners still believe about dropshipping in 2026?
But you need high investment to start with. I was the same guy. I was 16, 17 years old. I bought inventory because I didn't know what I was doing, you know. You don't need high investment to start. You need nothing more than $1,000, a Shopify free trial, and some fucking balls to make it work, you know? Just go all in, don't make excuses, and just get it done. Just do what must be done.
Dropshipping is not easy. Anyone that's done dropshipping knows that dropshipping isn't easy. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes investment, and it has to be run just like any other business, you know? So yeah, it isn't easy. Don't worry about like people flexing, thinking that you can start overnight and make money. It's a lot harder than people make it seem.
I think reading data is something that's very underestimated. You know, some people look at a triple goal and they have no idea what they're staring at. If you're able to read data and know what you're doing and actually explain a person why things are working and why especially things are not working, and you know what metrics to look at to take action and actually fix your funnel, make sure things convert, that's your secret right there.
If you're a beginner getting started, I'd say definitely just focus on learning how to write good scripts and put together good B-roll and make good creatives that convert.
What's the biggest mistake that costs you the most time or money in your journey as a beginner?
I'd personally say running a product that has bad quality. Like, you'll learn sooner when it comes to the scaling. If you have a bad product, you're not going to get repeat customers. You're not going to get customers that are going to have a high LTV or that come back and buy again. And if you've got a bad product, people are going to dispute and you're going to end up getting holds, which again, decrease your cash flow. And you're also going to have to give out a ton of refunds. So yeah, make sure you go ahead and choose good quality products.
Shiny objects, 100%. Like, as in, you know, trying to pursue way too many ventures at the same time, not having enough focus on the primary one or working at one project at a time.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Too many beginners guys watching this will want to do dropshipping e-commerce, but then also want to learn how to do crypto trading or forex trading, and then they don't stick to one thing. So I would definitely agree with that.
I think hiring the wrong people, to be honest. You know, when you are just getting started, you need to handle everything by yourself, and over time it gets like super overwhelming. So you need to delegate the customer support, you know, the partnership negotiation with influencer, everything. And my biggest mistake was just hiring the wrong people because I didn't give them like the right guidelines and everything. Ended up costing me like a lot of time, you know.
Actually, a recent mistake. I think that's not this Black Friday, but last Black Friday, I had poor understanding of my financials. I don't mean like cash flow. I don't mean what's in my bank account. I mean like cash flow forecasting. What can I put down on ads? What can I put down on inventory? And how much can I actually spend? And how much is actually coming in? The numbers were so big that you might spend a killion every single day on ads, but you don't know what's getting out of it. You don't know what you see a ROAS that's profitable, but you don't know when to spend. Like being able to have a good understanding of your P&L sheet, your finances, your cash flow forecasting, how much can you spend now, how much can you spend in 5 days? That's most important.
How is AI changing the way dropshipping and e-commerce stores run in 2026?
Oh, massive. Like if you look at the top performers in D2C, a lot of their ads are now made with AI. I think AI is going to change up the content creation game massively in terms of phasing out a lot of UGC creators. Because the truth is, right, UGC creators, a lot of them are just a pain in the ass to work with. Like you have to send them product, they complain, they don't shoot it the right way. Whereas with AI, you can kind of just, you know, do everything in one sit-in or build a system of team members that consistently churn it out for you.
Back in my day,
Not that.
in 2018, if you were doing 100K a month, you were on top. But now it's become some people's daily numbers, which is crazy.
So for me personally, when it comes to creatives, a lot of my ad creatives now, when it comes to statics, these are all done mostly by AI. You know, ChatGPT 5 and all of these types of kind of AI technologies, they can literally create exactly what you want with variations and the titles that you want. So for creatives, for me, it's really good. And also even website designs, like graphic designers, of course, they're still very important. Like you should still use them. But even for a lot of my website statics now, where it comes to like the offer photos or anything like that, again, they're just designed through AI and everything like that.
And is AI beating real images and real videos? Because I'm seeing loads of AI UGC content, AI imagery. Is it outperforming real photos or videos or not?
For me personally, not yet, but I think it's going to get there. So my view is that I think in some time, not that they'll become obsolete or disappear, like real content is always very good, but the quality of things like, I think it's called Sora or something like that. Also, there's other ones I've used like Arcads. They're very close to human, you know? So I don't think it'll be too long within the next few years where we start to see a decrease in actually real kind of UGC compared to AI and stuff like that.
You know, when it comes to the easy things, they are much easier, but the hard things are still hard. For example, marketing can never be replaced by AI because humans created the new trends and you have to know them.
Like human psychology.
Exactly. So when it comes to the marketing, to the hard skills, I don't think AI will replace it. But when it comes to like soft skills, like creating a website and stuff like this, with AI, it's much easier.
So you think like image ads, maybe video ads, the product pages, and the copywriting, the AI can do all of this?
Exactly.
Who should not start e-commerce and dropshipping in 2026?
Some people just don't like to be rich, to be honest. I've met some of those people. I'm friends with some of those people. If you have a very strong technical background, then maybe going down the SaaS route could be more aligned with you. It just depends on what you want to do and the type of businesses that you want to make. It also depends on how much cash you have. So for example, if you're super cash strapped and you're just morally not okay whatsoever with ripping people, then you might want to try a service business.
Now, who should not start dropshipping in 2026?
Good question. I would say anyone that doesn't have, at least if you're running paid ads, I think you should have a budget of at least 1,000 or 2,000 to get started with ads. And also anyone that isn't dedicated. Like if you think dropshipping's easy and you think it's a quick way to make money overnight, do not start dropshipping, right? There's been times where we've both been in the trenches for years on years, been up some days, down some months, you know, that's dropshipping for you. So if you think it's gonna be quick, easy money, don't start. And also you need some budget to get started as well.
Who should not start is anyone who doesn't want to put the work, everyone who just finding excuses, to be honest. Like, I mean, you can literally get started with no money for free and you have all the information online. So if you really don't want to put the work and you want just to keep finding excuses, it's not for you.
Knowing everything you know now, generating the income you've generated, if you were to start again tomorrow, what advice would you give yourself?
Respect money or money won't respect you. Money is a very important aspect. Take care of your financials and don't make any poor decisions. Work with the wrong business partners. Don't make any poor decisions too fast. You're young, you're making money. That's not something that's very usual to a lot of us. Keep your head straight, man. That's it.
Understand the fact that it's not actually that deep, in my opinion, to rip, because guess what? If you find a true new winning product, you're gonna get ripped super quickly.
The advice I would give myself would be find a niche that you're passionate about and stick to it until it works.
Yeah, the best advice I can give when it comes to the honest truth for dropshipping is you're probably going to lose a lot of money when you get started. There's very few people, even high-level guys that have done it for years, including myself, that do not lose money when they're opening a store. Like, I've been thousands of dollars and pounds down, sometimes starting stores, even at the experience and kind of level I'm at. So yeah, be prepared to lose a bit of money. It's fine. It's all part of the process. You will gain it back later as long as you learn from your mistakes. So yeah, good luck.
Okay guys, so that was Otis Coleman. I've known him since 2019 and I really appreciate those tips, bro. That's some really good knowledge, man. I appreciate you coming on. I really appreciate it, bro. And that was some crazy value. Thanks.